your time machine for 1967. It was the age of Aquarius, Vietnam, sit-ins, love-ins, and Brooklyn's very own television station, WBCF. My name is James Glynn, executive producer of Neighborhoods Today. In 1967, I was young, crazy, and lucky enough to have started my own television station, WBCF Channel 19. WBCF was not a broadcast station, but it played in the East Village on Channel 1. Channel 1 was a theater where film and video artists were able to exhibit their material. Let me take a few minutes to explain how our operation began. In 1966, the Sony Corporation came out with its first home videotape recorder. It was a black and white, half-inch, reel-to-reel recorder, much like the audio tape recorder of that day. Along with the Sony video camera, you were able to record a picture as well as audio on tape. I was lucky to be one of 4 people in New York City to own the equipment. Now that I owned the station and the equipment, it was time to begin thinking about programming. I began with 3 types of programs: music, talk, and comedy. Next, I needed to put a cast together. They consisted of local neighborhood friends who would gather in this very studio on a Friday or Saturday night, and with very little or no rehearsal at all, would tape a show. Dear Peter was our talk show, and is hosted by Peter Franzese. Peter, I would say, was the forerunner of Jerry Springer or Maury. As you can imagine, much of the program was improvised. I would discuss with Pete the topic and the guest for that particular show, and the rest was left to chance. Sometimes it was like one big playpen. A cross-section where we let accidents happen, and they did happen. Sometimes it was like one big outtake. So why don't you sit back, try to relax, as we take a peek back to 1970. Dear Peter.
A Greenpoint Williamsburg Public Affairs presentation. This is Neighborhoods Today.
Hello, I'm James Glynn, executive producer of Neighborhoods Today. On this edition of Neighborhoods Today Presents, we will be looking back to May of 1970 for a very special program. It deals with law enforcement, particularly the police department. You may remember that at that time in our nation's history, because of the Vietnam War and the many other factions dividing our country's youth and law enforcement, there were many anti-war protest demonstrations and general unrest amongst the civilian population. This program, Dear Peter, hosted by Peter Franzese, brings out the frustration with the police by the youth of that time. The program may not be suitable for everybody, but I feel it is important not to cover up or water down the division that took place amongst the police and a significant percentage of youth of that time. Here is Dear Peter.
Peter Franzese. Tonight we're going to present one of the best shows of the year, tape May the 1st, 1970, with our guest, Linda Solenchek, and our discussion, which was on The Boys in Blue. We're going to join the show already in progress. The audience in the studio watch the monitors, and at home, it's coming right up on your screen. Up to the podium. Oh, shut up.
They don't. You know what they do? They sit in the restaurant. I gotta stop.
They flash your badge and right away a cop. You know.
That's not right.
They try to respect the cops.
That's not right. A cop sits in the audience. A cop sits in the in a restaurant. He's low.
Excuse me.
When he gets to pay the bill, right away. Oh, he ain't gonna pay.
Hurry up.
So if he
That's
pays,
the truth.
oh,
That's the truth.
So if he pays, he paid. They can't win no matter how you look at it. Your question, madam. Your name, please.
Pigs! The pigs are out of the
Quiet in the audience.
My name is Betty Baruch. And, which one's my first? But anyway, Mr.
Look at
Jack.
me, yeah.
I think cops just become cops to make out of fireworks on 4th of July, which they take from people because they're not legal.
Because
and
they're dangerous.
use them. And also the fact is that when they bust teenagers, like say for smoking pot or something,
It's because they deserve to be busted.
they do not. But meanwhile, they're walking around with smoke on them too.
They're smoking around to
Yeah, that's right. And let me tell you.
Cokies.
Wait a minute, kiddo. Wait a minute, a Cokie and
On the podium if you want to
somebody
talk,
that
lady.
smokes
What's the matter? You're behind, too big to get off the chair? Get up to the
Notice,
podium.
most of the cops are always. What a podium. Well, anyway, most of the
Don't
cops are always
criticize the podium.
in the car
Answer
with
your question.
another person, another cop, right?
Yeah, there's two
Even if
cops to
there
the
is a
car.
cop like alone on a subway or, you know, on a corner, if anything happens, even myself, I saw cops run.
Why do they run? Because our society makes it so that if they make the arrest, they're in trouble. Do you realize if a cop makes an arrest, he has to write out all these papers.
Yes.
He has to go
That's
to
his
court.
job. He's
Hold
being
it.
paid by the city. That's money.
Fine. He has to go to court.
Let him go.
Dan, wait.
He took that. He could have picked any
Dan,
other profession.
you're
He wanted
judge.
to. I'm sorry.
You're judges. Take it, throw it out of court. What kind of thing? They throw it out of court. Shut up unless you're up at the podium. Otherwise, I don't want to hear you.
Shut up.
I'm telling
I'll throw you
Now
out.
listen. They get the thing, they
Let
get
me
it
tell
taken
you
to the
one
court,
thing.
and the judge throws it out right away. How is this guy going to do his
If they
job?
had enough guts to back
They
themselves up
back
and to
themselves
get
up,
people to
and the
back
judge throws
themselves
it
up.
out.
No,
You
if
get
they
good
had enough
judges and the
guts,
cops
they
to do
would
their
fight.
job.
They would fight.
Hate cops.
If
They
they had
are
enough,
fighting.
if they had enough cops,
Thing I was getting.
If you were a cop and you went and you got all this arrest papers made, brought it to the thing, and the judge threw it out
I would
in
make
one
sure,
shot,
I would
what
bring
would you
it up.
do?
I would bring it up again because if I know
You
that I'm
can't
right,
arrest
I'd
a
bring it
person
up.
for something twice,
I'd
once
bring
they
it
went to
up.
court. How could you?
Why is he close? Why is he closing the case?
Once you get someone into court for a thing, if it's dismissed, you can't put it up for the guy again.
Well, make sure
He's
that
out.
it's not
He's free.
dismissed.
How?
If you bring
You're a
up a good
judge?
case, if you bring up
If
a
you're
good
a
case,
cop, you're not a judge.
If you're a good cop, you'll
It's
do
your
your
judges
job.
that are making a cop
Give me a knife.
not do their
And
job
we'll have
right.
the cops down here maybe tomorrow while he's dead.
Do you have any other questions?
Yes,
Step down,
listen,
girl.
I want
Yeah.
you to know that one night, me and a friend went to pick up another friend at work and we were walking around. Do you know that a cop, mind you, approached us and wanted to, make us...
How many cops did you see do that?
And when
One?
we refused,
Are you going to condemn by generalizing?
when he refused, not only did he insult us in that way,
Are you going to condemn by generalizing because you saw one cop?
Say she's at the
how
podium.
could you say they're good? You're generalizing too.
One cop you saw that was good.
Yeah, and it's...
Okay, now
it's
How many are there?
Out of 50 million, he refused, and he had enough to put up a 500 million. He says, I thought today was the day of the girl. Let me tell you something. You're making a
You want to tell me something up to the
He's making
podium?
a cop.
You want to
No, I'll get up there and hit
get up to
him.
the podium?
I don't want to get up there.
I'll take the risk.
Come on, Bobby.
Now talk.
You make a cop
Yeah.
look like he's... We missed up!
You know what-
Kaiser!
It ain't much for protecting you.
Neither does her secretary, and neither does
He
her
risks his
regular...
life every day for you
He
slobs.
turns around.
He doesn't turn around.
Oh, yes, he does. Let me tell you, man. I got 3 pigs in my family, and they turn away from fights.
Every 3 there's more that don't.
Yeah, and
You
for
got
every one
every
that
kind
don't,
in
there's
there.
10 more that do. They're
have to
pigs.
eat-
Don't
they have
give me
to eat
that.
like
There is
animals.
no more dead. There are no more dead.
Then you have
Like animals in the car.
Yeah, you heard me.
Sweetie, if I could look into a restaurant and flash a bitch to the guy behind the counter, I'd get 3 meals a day free.
That's not true. It is not
I'm a
true.
waitress, and it ain't funny giving a cop 3 meals serving on him a day and getting no tips either.
They're supposed to be on
Sure,
being
they
and taking
get
it
tips.
funny girl
Why
watching
don't you
movies.
fight him?
Oh, let me see you fight a cop and go to jail for the rest of your
Why don't you
life.
tell him I want you to
Police
pay?
brutality. The pigs and the...
They're human guys. You're gonna let them get away with it. They're gonna take advantage, just like you or I would.
And, all right, I want to say something. What's this?
You've been saying something all night.
Dear Peter, I want to tell you something, man.
What do you want to tell me? Then shut up. Yes.
My father was a fireman.
Yes.
He
Okay,
said
fine.
That's a whole different can of beans.
No, I'm not talking about firemen. Just that during the
Go
riots, the cops used to come into the police station, in the fire station,
Yeah.
go in the kitchen and eat and hang around there,
How many?
play cards. Here, the guys are on
First, how
patrol.
many?
I always want to say a car full. Well, a car full, it's every car full.
And they used
There's
to
about
hide
7
out
more
there.
car
They used to
fulls.
go
They
down.
could
But
have
do
been
you
in
know
New
for
York.
every car full
No, he
and
told
every
me.
station, they
And then
break
they go up
block
on the
area,
roof.
you can
During
get 3
Fourth of
stations.
July, they go up on the roof and shoot the firecrackers.
Yeah, they take
Yeah,
out
they go up on the roof and shoot. Literally, that's what they do.
Yeah, don't tell me that that 20% of
That's a
these
lie.
cops. Tell you something.
I would.
Go to
I would
the
put
electric
past you, though.
circus, right?
Oh, yeah, the younger generation.
I'm not
The
a
big
pig.
mouths.
I'm not a pig.
Watch out.
The
Like
big
they
mouth.
are. Wait, Peter.
So that
I
puts
don't
you a
like
whole
to call
thing
you
If
different.
the dope
Wait a
Peter
minute.
become cops to support the
Hey,
by taking it off
Peter,
these kids.
Yeah.
walk in the electric circus. Go take a look. Now that place is big and it's swarming with the PRGS. All over they are, all over, even the narcos. And see who's smoking, see who's popping pills. Come on, and see who's shooting. It's not only the kids in there, it's the fuzz with them.
Isn't there time off?
That's right. No, they don't get
They
time
don't do it
off.
on
They
duty.
get off. Don't get
24 hours.
My
a day.
cousin told me, you know,
24 hours. a
if you
day.
ever get a cop, you want a cop. You want to know something? That's a pig is all right.
Clear the podium.
One at a time so we get
Clear the podium. Right now. Out. Out. Out to your control room.
Hands off.
And get this damn thing going here.
Take a break.
Sit down. Sit.
Come on, pig. Sit
Come
down.
on, sit down, sit down. Let's go, Tootsies.
They're low-life pigs.
I'll have
That's what
your
they are.
pigs in there.
Low-life, they're
Sit down. I say sit down. Sit down. Sit.
Wait, this
Put 'em all down.
Show them all.
Come on that side. Get out of here.
You don't know that.
I'll have a rolling show on this
Shut up or I'll call a cop.
Sit down.
Yeah, you'll wait 50 years. And I'll wait a minute.
I'll have no protest. I'll have no protest in my
Well, I guess that you can tell by that segment there was much resentment and anger directed at the police by Peter's guest. I have to remind you that back in that time of our nation's history, many of our youth in law enforcement were divided against each other. Again, I remind you, this program may not be suitable for everybody. Viewer's discretion is advised. Now, let's return to Dear Peter.
And we're back. Now everything is ruly again. Now you wanted to say something?
Yes, I have a situation. My father's car and my brother's car were both stolen. It was on the same corner it happened. And it was
Speak
a
louder,
difference
so
of 9 months. That, you know, one robbery and then the other. And when my father and my brother went to report it, they went to the police station, and the policeman wanted to know what happened. So he told me, he said, all right, put it on this yellow piece of paper. It was like a piece of scrap paper. And he wrote down the information that the cop wanted. He handed it back. He said, we'll notify you if anything happens. Nothing. And
They couldn't find
the
the
next
cop.
time, all right, but do you put it on, it looks like it was in a file.
To you, it looked like scrap paper. That might have been their file.
That's no way to do things. That's ridiculous.
Garbage bags for the files anyway.
You see, like, in
That's
other words,
just it. It's garbage.
you only
They just
see
want to
it.
satisfy the person.
you only see it as it's your car and it's scrap paper.
Sure, that's how they
course.
see it. They say,
If
your
they
car,
put
it's not
everything
mine.
down,
No
if they
hassle.
put everything down on a nice white piece of paper and put it, let's say, in a file drawer, you realize what kind of files they would have? They'd have bigger
They
files
have
than the
clean
FBI
files.
and every single
Scrap paper,
station.
piece of on scrap paper. That's just what it was. And then,
So they say they don't keep
must
it.
have gotten a good-
They send it out.
where do
They send it out. They have a special center where they
half
keep
the
all this
times
stuff.
they
read
find
it over the
stolen
radio.
cars and they strip the cars themselves and
Oh,
use
yeah.
it for their sons' cars or their
Bet your
cars.
life.
And then,
they're nothing but
and then
pigs.
on Power Street, when you got reported an accident, this is another incident that happened to my boyfriend. He reported the accident, he had to fill out these forms, and the next day the cops called him up and said, we lost your form, you have to come out and fill this whole big long thing over again. I mean, what kind of a system is it? You don't lose things like this.
You don't lose your car either, do you?
You don't, it's not that you lost it, someone robbed it. You don't misplace a car. I mean, unless you do, but I know ordinary people don't. Yay!
Dear
All right.
Peter. Run down for shovel.
Dear Peter,
Yeah.
do you refresh in your memory when we were going to Palisades and we were coming home and there
Would
were
you
all
rather have
cops
been put in jail?
all over? Shut up.
Would you rather have been put in jail?
Let me talk. We
Would
were
you have
coming
rather
home,
been put in jail?
remember?
Yeah.
And there were all little cops around
Yeah.
doing their little
little
job, you know. And when Barbara stopped and asked the cop for information, and on the side the cops were stripping the car.
That's right.
Remember? The cops were stripping
That's
the car.
what you thought.
That's right.
That's what we see. Don't say that's what we
They
thought.
may have been taking a good part so they wouldn't be stolen.
Themselves, sure. Yeah, they're saying,
You don't know
I'm the
fact.
cop. They don't know what I'm doing. Know what I'm doing.
In psychology, we got a little thing that's called misperception. You see things and you
And in
think you see.
psychology, we have a thing
And it
called
doesn't happen.
egocentric, and that's you.
Sit down, lady. We don't need your comments. You want to say something, pal?
Yeah.
Then get up there and say it.
Why don't you lower your tone?
What's your name? Let the young guy through there.
Harry
Looks
Pig
half
Hater.
like a girl to me.
Harry Pig Hater.
You're the kind that the guy line you up against the wall.
I
Give-
kill for a living.
And you want the hair.
What do you want?
Well, I was walking down the street 2 years ago.
I don't think you could walk
minding
down
my
any street.
own-
You probably fly 6 inches off the ground.
You
At
just swallow
least.
your nose. You get there.
Go ahead.
Shut
Got
up.
a shovel in front.
I was
You're the
walking
kind
down
of guys that they plant
Stand
stuff
with
on.
that.
I was walking down the street 2 years ago, minding my own business, playing with the yo-yo that
Oh,
lit
I
up.
remember that.
Yeah, what was in your pocket?
Nothing
You're a
whatsoever.
liar.
Money.
Why? You're a liar. You
Whip.
say the pigs are
You
great. I say
pronounce
the
to call
pigs
him
are.
What about the pigs that you were with?
What pigs?
Hey, look, you're going nuts.
Shut up. I'm talking
This is
to
my-
this
Hey,
guy
fuck
over
you,
here.
babe. Don't tell me to shut up.
Listen, I want you to
I'm
get us.
telling you.
We're not.
Well,
no,
they took
Jack,
my yo-yo.
Jack,
I don't blame him. I take it and crown you with it.
But I got back at him. I didn't pay my city income tax
I
that
mean,
year.
there are a lot of cops.
Fine, I'll write that down and tell my friends.
Sure. There are a lot
Yeah.
of cops who are
He's
nice.
a pig lover. What
But
can I do with
most
That's my
of them-
point, and they're being condemned with the rest of the...
Hey,
Most of them are
Garbage.
bitches.
Hey, Peter.
Isn't it like that?
That's
in
not
everything?
true.
The
Peter
good
did.
and the
Peter
bad.
did.
Well, and it's good and bad and the other.
We had that person on before. You missed it.
Well, they call you Dear Peter, I'll call you Peter.
Dear Peter.
Not me, you.
Dear
Peter.
anyway.
What do you want?
Dear Peter,
Shut up.
you'd make a good
How
cop.
come-
What do you
Good and
want?
rotten.
How do you know the pigs are so great?
Because I know so.
You would have bit their pigs. See?
Yeah, right.
Tell us what you know.
They take
Tell us
numbers,
what
they
you know.
drink, they
Then you stick
gamble,
on 'em,
they
not
make
me.
plays for
If
girls.
they had
They
more
never there when
cops
you need
that
them.
were conscious
And
of
besides,
their jobs,
they're
there wouldn't be so much damn crime and
If they had more cops that could do their job,
And
let them use the
all
gun.
they
You just
do.
admitted
Let them use the gun.
They want to raise
No, they're doing the best job that they could.
They're a bunch of...
They're not.
They're doing the best they could. What they're doing is they're fighting, and they're fighting against society.
There's liberation right here.
They're fighting against themselves. The judges do everything. Give them the gun. Let them shoot the guys on the spot, and they'll do their job.
How about women pigs, too?
They're a bunch of yellow bastards.
You're talking about the meter maids? That's something altogether different.
Well, they're pigs, too. They take money and they don't give it in.
Yeah,
You take money too.
Yeah.
You take drugs. You break the law.
yeah, but who's that money I take? I work for.
So you say break the law, then rightfully
And they break it even more.
You should be glad these aren't in jail. It's
Peter,
a miracle.
all you think...
Oh, come on, sit down.
Innocent people in jail.
Pigs!
Clear that podium.
They put innocent people in
I'm not
jail.
recognizing you until that podium is
We don't want to
clear.
You know when you're going to get recognized?
No questions.
You're a pig
Have
lover!
any more statements?
White Diana.
Statements.
They're no good.
Name one thing that you could say.
Hey,
They're all no good.
I didn't say all. I don't mean all.
Just
because like I said,
99%.
In your estimation, what
I've
is
had
the percentage?
every incident that
What
I
is the
came-
percentage that you think is good?
I can't give a percentage, but every
You
incident
think
that I
you
had,
condemn pretty good.
You know they say dial 911.
because I've had several. Right, that's not a thing.
Shut up.
Overhead talk. We're not recognizing them. They didn't clear
I
it.
called 911. My mother called. She had to go through. How many different numbers she had to call to get the police by my house? Then I had to wait an hour
And when
before
you
they
done
came to my
something
house.
wrong,
You
who's
think you're the only
there?
guy?
That's 911,
But
Jack.
you gotta wait
You
so
think you're the only one with
They
problems?
say emergency. This is an emergency.
There's a lot of emergencies. People fall out of windows every day.
Why can't you be one of them?
People are shot.
Why can't you be one of them?
Why don't you shut up?
Oh, why don't you go shoot?
People fall out of
They should
windows.
put a gun to your
Who has to
head.
fill these things?
You're a
The
pig
cop.
lover!
But that's just
The
if
cop
they
has
don't
to fill
do
all
it.
sorts of forms.
And do
Now
you
they're
think
gonna have
they
enough
do
people
it,
to do all
Jack?
this stuff.
Jack, let me tell you something.
Look
There's
at
some
it.
riots.
You understand?
The cops go the other way.
You want to say something? Get that thing
Like
cleared
I
out.
said, let me tell you, man, the cops are no good.
I have the people in my neighborhood were gonna form they're thinking about forming a vigilante group.
Fine.
I'm sure
Let
you
'em
know
kill
what that is.
themselves.
Because there's no police patrol in my area, and they're gonna have these men risking their lives
Yeah, you know where the police
going
are?
around.
You know where the police are?
What a police!
They're on the campus trying to protect our damn colleges from the damn communists
They're on the campus.
who are trying to burn them
They're on
down.
the campus.
They have the
Who do you think is?
That's right.
Who do you think is?
They call them because
Yeah,
these
they
stupid
need more
bastards
people.
can't do their own
They need
job.
more people. You give
If
them.
they had stricter
Because you know how many are getting hurt in riots and one thing and another? Your
they're looking to
people.
get hurt so they
They're
could
looking to get
collect and
You wanna be
retire
hurt?
on disability.
Would you wanna be
And
hurt?
No, I wouldn't want to be
Possibly
hurt, but
killed?
that's their job. They're risking their lives.
They're
That's
risking their
job.
lives to walk down a beat that they could be shot from a roof like a lot of cops are
But they
being
didn't
shot.
have to be a cop. If they knew they were
No,
going
they
to be
could let
chicken,
the whole
they didn't
country
have to
go.
do it.
They could let the whole country go to
But
anybody
they're
that
doing
grabs
that
it, couldn't they?
now. They're doing that now.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
I'll give you a great
Yes, they
example.
are.
Now, you heard about the big graft that they're supposed to be getting?
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to some cops. They ain't got a penny. You know who's getting it? Your commissioners, your mayor. That's who's getting it.
They're all getting it.
They're not
They're
all getting it. Listen.
They all get paid off.
All I gotta do is talk to you with your own reasoning, all right?
Even if they live
Now
on
let's say,
private
shut up.
they'll make
Let's
it.
say you're a,
Okay, off.
you're some mastermind organization
Don't
that's
tell
gonna
me
pay
to
everybody.
shut up.
Oh, thank you to keep your seat or get thrown out.
She's looking.
Get a cop to arrest her.
What?
See him run away.
Just got his face flat.
No, honey, he won't want to leave.
Now, what was I saying before I was rudely interrupted?
You better get. You speak through your ears anyway.
Oh, I see that our announcer is telling us that's all the time. Well, all I gotta say is you better thank God for your cops.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
WBCF Television, Channel 19 in New York.
Oh, that's all the time we have for tonight's show. I want to thank my guest. Do you have any closing comments to make?
My opinion hasn't changed. In fact, I feel worse towards them after hearing other incidents from the people in the audience that back me up.
Okay, thank you very much. Good night.
I don't feel that by the time the program was over, Peter was able to change any of his guests' mind. I just hope that after all these years, we could have had a better understanding between our nation's law enforcement and its citizens. Times and situations may have changed, but how much closer have we really become united? I feel that if you take a look at our world today, have we really accomplished much? What do you think? For Neighborhoods Today, I am James Glynn. Thank you for watching.